with the Perry Area Chamber of Commerce, and we would like to welcome you to our first ever virtual annual meeting. We are sad that we can't be with y'all today and in person. This feels a little strange, but I'm so glad that y'all are joining us virtually. We are going to do a lot of great things this morning. So again, we appreciate you being here and joining us, and let's do this. So we're going to call our 2021 annual meeting to order. I would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. We had award sponsors for this event. So thank you to Bank of Perry, Georgia Power, Spherion Staffing, and Synovus Bank. Thank you for all your support and all that y'all do for the Perry Chamber. Today we will look back at accomplishments of 2020. We will thank outgoing directors. We will introduce our incoming directors and award some amazing businesses and business people in our community. As we all know, it's probably easy to want to say goodbye to 2020 forever, but I think we can all be really proud of the way we persevered and adjusted in the past year and the accomplishments that we had, including the Perry Chamber. This past year was like no other year, and we proved how important our role is in the business community and how we have supported and promoted, educated, supported, and provided critical information for our members. Now, this all looked very different, just like today looks a little different for us, but we still were able to accomplish these things through innovative ways for our members. Our membership is the highest it's ever been, so I think that's a true testament to the impact that we make in this community. We are so proud to be part of such a quality business community that supports and rallies behind each other. And like we said all year long, Perry's got heart. So as a new year has begun and much looks the same, the Perry Chamber will continue to innovate and be flexible. We will continue to serve and grow our business community. We're really excited to roll out some new initiatives this year. So look out for those for the next couple of weeks, in the next few weeks. And also continue our steadfast programs that we deliver to our Perry Chamber members. We ask that you get involved, engage, and give back. Our community has proven its strength and its spirit, and we are a leader in the Middle Georgia and in the whole entire state. So the Perry Chamber will continue to lead and do so with energized and driven purpose. So it's time to shift gears. I do want to take a moment just to say how fortunate the Perry Chamber is to have such a great group of leaders on our board of directors. And I want to personally thank them for all they've done and supported us in the past year. But I would like to take a moment to recognize our leader, our 2020 chairman, Dave Forrester. If I had to guess, he would have never picked 2020 to be his year to be chairman, and probably is just a little bit happy to be passing over this gavel this morning to our new chairman. But who can blame him, right? So, but before I let him off the hook, I do have a few words to say about his leadership through this past roller coaster of a year. Throughout the entire year, he led this board and chamber in a thoughtful and deliberate way. He was such a support to me as we had to make many tough decisions again and again and again. He led our executive committee and board in an honorable way, and I cannot thank him enough for his leadership and direction. This was my first full year as the chamber president. Lucky me, right? But he was an amazing mentor to me. And I just want to thank him again for all his guidance, his patience, and support. So Dave, normally I'd say come on up, but I guess walk on over. I would like to present you a plaque on behalf of the Perry Chamber for your service as 2020 chairman of the board. Thank you, Dave.
Very much. I appreciate it. I didn't cover up anything here.
You're good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate those kind words, and started to get a little emotional there. I wasn't expecting such kind comments. I'm going to pass this back to you so that I don't do anything with it while I'm up here. But it has been an honor serving as the chair this year. It's been a privilege. Was thinking it's just hard to believe that it's already been a year. So since last time, and I was on the receiving end of the gavel, and I think if I'd have had any idea of what lied ahead for 2020, I might have treated it like a hot potato and just tossed it on to Scott. But anyhow, no. I'd like to begin by and just thank you again. I appreciate that. It's been an honor. I want to begin by also recognizing and saying a big thank you to our directors that are outgoing. And those are Kate Lewis. I would say stand up. You guys can stand up if you like. But Kate Lewis with the Speech Path, Stephanie Hill with Synovus, and Tim Lauermore with Interform. We appreciate your service on our board. And also just a special thank you to Mr. D. Palmer, who is our outgoing past chair. He is outgoing, isn't he? He's an outgoing guy. Just appreciate everything that Dee did for the chamber, and thank you, Dee, very much. And I can always say that I will always look up to Dee. I think for those of you that don't know, he's about an inch or two taller than I am. I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing about the pandemic. We've talked about it, but it did kind of dominate 2020. So, you know, unfortunately, and it's still with us today. And so I'm going to speak about that again today even more. But before I get into the business side of things, I do think it's important to keep things in perspective and, you know, acknowledge that many of us have had friends or family that have battled COVID and they've even lost loved ones through this battle. And, you know, our business challenges, even though they've been tough and tough for the chamber, I think they pale in comparison to such personal loss. So just on behalf of the board and the chamber, just please know that our thoughts and prayers are with you all. Moving back to the business side of things, I think back in March is when our executive board and our board had the first of several virtual meetings. And, you know, we really didn't know what this pandemic had in store for us. We didn't know how big it was going to be. We didn't know how long it was going to last. And just didn't know how it was going to impact the health of the chamber with our membership, with our financial health, and just our ability to fulfill our mission and our purpose. We started with a very short time to explore decisions for Dogwood, which we all remember, before it became very obvious that, you know, we just had to cancel it. So then before we knew it, Freedom Fireworks was upon us, and so on and so on. So regarding our membership and our membership health, you know, at that time back in March, I mean, we were thinking, I certainly was, that, you know, our membership was going to take a hit, right? This was kind of a tough time, but we just didn't know how much. And so looking back, and even before the pandemic began, I know Ellen and her team had, you know, already started with an increased focus on members and had conducted a member survey. And I think they were really excited about some innovative things that they were doing that were aligned with the results of that survey. And I guess if we can find some blessing in disguise with this crazy year that we've had, I think the pandemic did just kind of cause us to move extra fast. And you guys really moved fast, had to think way outside of the box for even more creative ideas for our members. And, you know, that certainly exceeded my expectations for what could happen. And I was just really impressed with that. So thank you very much for that. Our volunteers, in addition to all the extra efforts that our volunteers were having to place on their own businesses during this time, they put just as much energy into helping carry out these new and creative ideas and approaches. And our members, obviously, it just always amazes me the commitment and the loyalty of this community and the members here of this chamber to each other. And, you know, one example that I think of, there's a lot of us that probably frequent the New Perry Cleaners and go see Terry with our dry cleaning, and obviously with churches and businesses and things moving to a more virtual environment, you know, things like that, you know, it hurt his business. It certainly reduced his volume. And he had expressed to me several times just, you know, how he's amazed at the loyalty of this community and people who were just finding things that, you know, may need dry cleaning or bringing them in a little sooner than normal, just to try to help him get through that. And I think that's just one example of, you know, how we just have such a loyal membership and community here. So anyhow, and just to repeat, Ellen, you know, through all of these things, our membership, you know, actually increased to record levels in 2020, and we're just really, really thankful and blessed with that. So regarding the financial health, you know, fortunately this chamber for many years, it's proud to say that the entire staff and the boards have always placed a very high priority on financial responsibility, and some good leadership over the years, long before us, saw to it to establish and maintain a reserve account. And we maintain that reserve so that the chamber, can continue to fulfill its mission if we were to be faced with some type of crisis or unexpected financial episode. And obviously, we had that reassurance this year. At the same time, though, back in the beginning, we were really concerned about, how hard is this going to, how hard is it going to hit that reserve account? And I think it's safe to say that at the end of the year, let's just call it, was only a small dent, if I will, in that account, and just really proud of that. I think our member organizations, both big ones, small ones, and everybody in between, just again, in spite of the unknown challenges that they had in front of them, just as usual, they stepped up with their sponsorships, their time, and their talents, and just helped minimize the overall impact on the chamber. So a big thank you to all of the sponsors, and obviously, especially those of you that just consistently go above and beyond. And to the staff, Ellen, Bonnie, Kayla, Wayne, just, appreciate, I know it was a big commitment for y'all to protect our financial health this year, and just really appreciate that. Just a few more comments on 2020 outside of the pandemic challenges. We did do a few things that we had planned to do originally, maybe not all of them, but we reviewed our bylaws, just looking to see if anything needed to be updated, and found that they were just great as they are. So great job on our bylaws from the past. Maybe we tweaked a couple of little approval procedures to make sure that we were in line with those. And we also updated some other important documents, like a policy manual, and then we expanded our onboarding program for incoming directors. And so just another little note to the members of our 2020, the first graduating class of, I think we call it Chamber U. I like that terminology, but just for y'all to know, I am not wearing M. Taylor pants today. And I'm still not as cool as Clay. So little inside joke for that class. Appreciate y'all being there. I don't know if Clay's watching or not, but we obviously are fortunate to have had Clay be a part of our organization, and certainly appreciate all of his contributions. So that was all in good taste, Clay. To sum up 2020, just, again, as a result of all the combined efforts of the staff, the board, the volunteers, our sponsors, our members, and our community partners, it pleases me to conclude these remarks by reassuring you that our membership and our financial health and our overall ability to fulfill our mission is very strong. We appreciate that. Okay, now to introduce you to our incoming 2021 board chair, Mr. Scott Cox of Georgia Power. Scott has been working in the electrical utility business for 20 years, performing in many transmission leadership roles, including design, construction, engineering standards, and maintenance. His current role is as an external affairs area manager that represents 4 counties in the Middle Georgia area: Houston, Peach, Macon, and Bleckley counties. His duties include community and economic development, legislative affairs, and customer service. Scott is currently serving on the Houston County Development Authority as the Secretary Treasurer, and as well as chairing their business and industry interest group. He also serves as a member of the Cochran-Bleckley County Chamber of Commerce Board, the Museum Aviation Board of Governors, and the board of the Wellston Trees and Greens. Scott and his wife, Deborah, have lived here in the Warner Robins area actually for the last 10 years. And we all know they are both very active chamber volunteers and are co-leaders in the Perry Youth Leadership Program, which is just an outstanding program. Doesn't take long being around Scott and Deborah to recognize that they don't just occasionally help out, they fully commit to what they do. And fortunate to have them both in our community. Have a lot of respect for Scott, both professionally and personally. And while he is breaking a long streak of board chairs whose names start with the letter D, I think 5 years in a row we had Ds, so you've broken that streak. You are continuing the streak of guys that are kind of on the tall side. So, and but that's all going to end next year, right, Wendy? I'm assuming Wendy's listening to this. So Anyhow, if I can introduce you to our 2021 chairman of the board, and I'm going to let you know in placing the gavel in excellent hands, Mr. Scott Cox. Can we shake? Thank you. Welcome. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. I want to bang this on here, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to set this over here so we don't doesn't roll off the table. And Dave, by the way, I promise that I will not cancel as many events as you did this year. That's kind of my campaign speech, that I won't cancel as many events. Actually, 2020 was a tough year to be a leader, and Dave did it so graciously. I really appreciate all that he did for our executive committee. He really just made it fun, which was what I really enjoyed, is just making it fun. So I know that comment was just kind of a fun joke, and I know he would take it in the spirit in which it was. And we had a good time at making those decisions to be able to not do Dogwood and to all the things that we had to kind of agonize over last year. We really wanted to do those things, and Dave had to kind of lead us to do that, and really did a great job. So thank you, Dave, for all the things that you've done here, for your leadership. And by the way, you're not going anywhere. I'm going to lean on you. You are still the past chair, so I expect you to be at those meetings, and so I can lean on you. Also want to thank Dee Palmer for all the work that he's done. We've worked together for several years. He's been on the executive committee and again, did a great job of leadership. So thank you, Dee, as you roll off the executive group. Well, let's introduce the 2021 board members. And I'll start out with our executive committee. Vice chair this year will be Wendy Johnson. She's with Country Financial. We have Ashley Brown. He will be our secretary treasurer, and he works for the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri Center. Our past chair, we just heard from him. It will be Dave Forrester from Suez. And of course, our legal counsel, and who's been our legal counsel for a long time, will be Rob Tuggle. He's with Daniel Lawson, Tuggle, and Gerald's. Serving their final year on the actual as a board of directors, Emily Reese will be on her final year. She's with South Georgia Banking Company. Charlie Griffiths, who is with Parish Construction. Ricky Free from Caldwell Banker Free. And then serving their second year on the board is Amanda Feebig with AF Realty. Brent Cootie with Walker Insurance Agency. And then we have some new members, and I'm real excited about this new group that's coming in and serving their first year with us. They've got a great background, and they're going to add a lot to our board, and so we're excited about that. We have Jana Bird from the Houston County Board of Education, Kelly Gordon from Massey Gordon, Megan Brent from the Perfect Pair, Michael Bentley from Purdue Farms, Mike Pace from Central Georgia Technical College, and William Stilley from the Firehouse Subs. And I just want to thank you, to these board members, I just want to thank you very much for willing to step up and to lead and willing to serve on this board. So I just really appreciate that. I'm excited to lead this group, and I think we're going to come out with a lot of great things for 2021. So let's talk a little bit about 2021. We are currently in kind of a great storm with this pandemic. It's really affected the way we do business, we do school, family, and of course chamber work. It's just a lot of different changes there. We learned a lot about how to work virtually, just like today, doing a lot of things like this today. We reinvented our business processes. Some of those new processes have made us better. And so I think that we can kind of go forward this. So I think some things kind of came out better for us in business. But some have separated us and affected our business relationships. And that's what I want to kind of see this year is kind of improving on some of those business relationships. The storm may be starting to break, which is really good. Vaccinations are starting to be distributed. People are starting to get some hope that we'll be able to kind of get back to our old normal. And I'm very optimistic for this year. The Chamber's body of work and initiatives for this year are very exciting. And I just invite you to be engaged with one of our committees, such as our Education Committee, our Military Committee, Military Affairs, Governmental Affairs. There's a lot of things where you can get plugged in. Or you can join one of our networking groups and opportunities such as LEADS, the LEADS group. You see, our strength is in our membership's willingness to engage. So find your spot, engage, and let's rebuild some of these relationships that we may have lost over this last year. Again, I'm very honored to be a part of this team. The staff here is wonderful. We'll be able to get through a lot of things, and they've got a lot of things excited. I'm excited just about Dogwood, and we're hoping that everything goes well with that. So with that, I hope to see you this year at many of our events, and I thank you for this honor that I can lead you, and we can move forward into 2021. Thank you. So you've heard all the speeches. Now I'm sure that the moments that you've really been waiting for is to find out who was able to win the awards. So with no further ado, let's do the announcements of the awards.
Welcome to the Perry Chambers 2020 Annual Meeting Awards. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Hill with Synovus, and we're honored to sponsor the Volunteer of the Year Award for Perry Chambers 2020 award winner. For more than 20 years, the Chamber has recognized outstanding individuals as Volunteer of the Year. In 2011, this award was renamed for one of Perry's strongest volunteers and servant leaders, Mayor James E. Worrell. As we all know, the Chamber depends greatly on our volunteers, from board service to committee leadership and event support. Our volunteers give their time and effort to make things happen and for the robust program of work. Without our volunteers, the Chamber would truly cease to exist. This year's award winner is someone who has been working with the Chamber for several years as part of the Diplomat Committee and has been a huge part of the Chamber's success. Whether it's boots on the ground during the fireworks drive or bartending at the Perry Chamber Restaurant Week event, her energy and enthusiasm shines through in everything that she does. Please help me in congratulating the 2020 James E. Worrell Volunteer of the Year Award, Maggie Dimes from Sunmark Bank. Congratulations, Maggie. Would you like to say anything?
Sure, I'll say a few words. It means a lot to get this award. Working with the Chamber, I enjoy it. It's a privilege. There's a great group of people here that are a part of it that I learn from and grow from. I also have to thank Sunmark Community Bank because they not only allow me to be a part of the Chamber and all the great organizations inside of it, they encourage it. So just thank you, everyone. I'm really honored and I'm really proud to be a part of the Chamber in this community.
Congratulations, very
Thank
well
you.
deserved.
Thank you all so much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Bonnie Giles, and I'm COO of the Perry Chamber of Commerce and the proud staff liaison of the Perry Diplomat Committee. The mission of this program is to promote the benefits of the Chamber by increasing public awareness and encouraging involvement. Diplomats also work as a member referral group and promote members doing business with members. Without strong, dedicated people like these, the Perry Chamber would not be able to fulfill its mission. Each year, the Perry Diplomat of the Year Award is given to honor the person who made the most significant contributions to the Chamber based on a point system. Since joining the Chamber, the winner of this year's award has been a very active member. She has served on our Special Events Committee, our Board of Directors, sponsored our Business of the Month program, participated in and sponsored the Perry Dogwood Festival, and volunteered at many events. She has worked really hard to secure this spot at the top. Please help me in congratulating our 2020 Diplomat of the Year, Ms. Amanda Fiebig, AF Realty Group. Yay! Hey, Amanda. Thank you. Would you like to say something, Amanda?
I just want to say thank you to the Perry Chamber. They have been very important, and I honestly don't have any words. From the beginning of getting started with the Chamber and all the opportunities that they've allowed, all the networking, all the relationships that I've been able to build throughout the community, none of that could have been done without them, and I'm just thankful to be a part of it. So thank you.
Yay. Also, a couple of years ago, the Perry Diplomats started a new tradition with this title belt that is passed to a new winner each year. So, on top of winning this beautiful trophy, you also have possession of the coveted belt for the year. Thank you, Amanda, for all your hard work. We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Michael Chalmers from Spherion Staffing, Middle Georgia. Spherion has been a proud sponsor of the Businesswoman of the Year for many years and are happy again to sponsor this year's award. The 2020 Businesswoman of the Year award goes to a very talented young woman who not only showcases her entrepreneurial skills by successfully rocking a small business, but also her place in the community. She sits on many boards, committees, and is a strong voice for shopping local. One of her nominations reads, she gives her time to the preservation and future growth of downtown Perry. Her downtown business was recently featured in the Garden & Gun magazine holiday gift guide, as well as Voyage Atlanta. It is with great pleasure that I present to you the 2020 Businesswoman of the Year, Kelly Gordon at Massey Gordon. Kelly, congratulations, and thank you for all you do.
Wow, pretty speechless. First, I just want to say thank you to the community. I'm honored to be a part of this community. I'm just shocked, and this means so much. I'm thankful for this small town and the people of it. Massey Gordon has been such a big dream, and I'm so glad to share it with so many. I enjoy all the boards that I sit and serve on to help Perry grow and to be diverse and to create a community that we can all find our place in. And I'm just thankful for that. Thank you to the Perry Chamber and for all of you who have supported us. I look forward to what we can all do together in the future. And thank you.
Good morning. My name is Keith Beckham. I'm with the Bank of Perry, First Banking Company here in Perry. And we're proud to sponsor this award today. We recognize the Preserving Golden Nail winner. Since 2014, the Chamber has presented the Golden Nail Award to recognize specific businesses and people of our community. The 2020 Golden Nail Award goes to a business who truly displayed each aspect of the award exceeding efforts in design, restoration, renovation, and the beautification of our community, all in the midst of a global pandemic. To turn an old gas station in what is said to be the hottest gathering place in Perry, which is true, was no small feat. Congratulations to our winners, Morning by Morning Coffee. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dreamed it, she designed it, she built it, taught herself how to roast coffee. All the great food that comes out of the back, she's the cook. Our son's come in and done a great job of managing it. He runs the front of the house, what they call the vet, in charge of the back of the house. But we're real pleased with the way it's turned out. We're really enjoying Perry's support, and I think it's only going to get better and better as it gets older.
Perry's been really supportive. It was a fun project. The gas station looked really bad when we started, and we've been really pleased with not only how well it turned out, but how supportive Perry's been. So thank you.
I am honored to be here today presenting the 2020 Sigby Hickson Community Service Award. Since 1978, the Perry Chamber has presented this award in honor of Mr. Hickson's contributions to our community. He was a leader who was involved in improving many facets of life in Perry. This award is given each year to an individual or group who serves their community as he did and has provided outstanding service to Perry. 2020 brought with it many difficulties, and out of difficulties often come stories of heroes. The pandemic has been no different, with many people and organizations stepping up to help others. In Perry, one local medical practice has gone above and beyond. What started as a simple need to check on their patients from the initial shutdown became a full-fledged operation known as the Pandemic Warriors, organizing a food bank and making deliveries to the homes of our most vulnerable citizens, delivered not only material items, but also kindness and hope. It is for this and for the many things you have done in our community over the years that we are thrilled to announce the Perry Chambers 2020 C.B. Hickson Community Service Award goes to Drs. Joseph and Mary Lomboy of South House Internal Medicine. We are so proud to have you in Perry. Congratulations. Come on up and get your award. Congratulations. Thank you so much. You want to say a couple words?
Thank you. Thank you to the Perry Chamber of Commerce for this recognition. We are humbled by this award. We didn't expect that we would win this award. But we didn't set out to win an award when we started. We have gained more from serving the community.
This award in behalf of Dr. Harris last week. He inspired us to join the Rotary Club and to help us up to be of service to others. So this we can keep.
Church Power is honored to sponsor the Businessman of the Year award. This award is given to a chamber businessman who displays high business standards, as well as dedication to our organization and community. As expected, this year's slate of nominees included many worthy candidates, covering a wide spectrum of business interests and community service. This year's winner chose Perry to open a second location. He brought business savviness and style to our downtown, and he immediately immersed himself in the Perry community. Through one of the toughest years we have seen with this pandemic, he has continued to be successful, bringing new ideas and launching new products. He also continues to give back with donating casseroles to local healthcare workers, as well as new initiative, the Acres of Giving, which will give back a portion of a monthly sales to local community nonprofits. His business motto is to bring family and friends around the dinner table with quality, comfort food. Even though we could not all gather as much as we could last year, he continues to serve our community with take-home comfort food. Our 2020 Businessman of the Year is Evan Akers with the Casserole Shop. Congratulations, Evan. Oh, there we go. Very good. Thank you very much.
Our business exists to serve, and to be nominated and to win this award speaks highly more of our business than it does of me. We have an amazing team. I'm honored to be in this position and thankful for all those that nominated me. I will continue to serve the Perry area. We love Perry. We now call Perry home. So hopefully you'll be seeing us for years to come. Thank you.
Throughout the year, businesses are nominated for Business of the Month. All these businesses are then eligible to win Business of the Year. In 2020, they were the following. For January, Mimi's. February, Simply Southern Sweets. In March, Houston Lake Country Club. April was The Perfect Pair. May, Graphic Packaging. In June was Perry Wholesale Tire. In July, Sunmark Community Bank. In August was Mobley Fine Furniture. In September, Central Computer Services. In October, Visit Perry. November was First Baptist Church. And in December was Perry Pawn Shop. Congratulations to each one of these businesses. This year, we opened this award to a public vote and got an astounding number of responses in the short time frame, which just proves the support of our local business community. The winner of the Business of the Year pulled ahead of others, and in the end was a clear choice.
This business has been part of the Perry community for over 3 years. It has heavily reinvested in the Perry community and the surrounding area. This business is a major sponsor of the Perry High School and Westfield School athletic programs and the Perry Little League program. It is an active member of the Perry Kiwanis Club, the Perry Rotary Club, and the Perry Chamber of Commerce. This business is an advocate for the creation and development of new and expanding locally owned businesses. They process many PPP loans to assist our small businesses during the pandemic and continue to support business through this tough time. So if you haven't guessed it yet, the 2020 Business of the Year is Sunmark Community Bank. Congratulations.
On behalf of Sunmark Community Bank and the team we have there, I just want to thank the Perry Chamber of Commerce for honoring us with this award. I know 2020 was a struggle for a lot of people, but like was mentioned in the quote that was given there, that we did help a lot of people with PPP loans, a lot of the businesses that were also recognized in Business of the Month throughout the year. But we do want to say thank you so much to the Perry community for awarding us with Business of the Year for 2020. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the Perry Chambers 2020.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Hill with
Well, congratulations to all of our award winners. It's a great honor, and we really do appreciate all that you did this year. And I'd like to thank Kayla today for making us look good and keeping the thing rolling. So thank you very much to Kayla. Thank you to the staff. And this will conclude our 2021 annual meeting. I call it adjourned. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.